Hate accounting? You're not alone, and I promise it doesn't have to be this hard. If you're an entrepreneur, you've probably felt this way, overwhelmed, confused, and maybe even a little scared of your accounting. According to a recent study, 60% of small business owners say they aren't confident in their financial knowledge. What if I told you it's okay to hate accounting and there's actually an easier way to manage it? Let me show you how to simplify your accounting without the frustration. Before we do this, let's get into some of the reasons why you feel this way about your business finances. Reason number one, fear of numbers. For many of us, numbers bring back memories of math class struggles. Let's get into this a little bit. In the book, Personality Isn't Permanent, Benjamin Hardy talks about the work that a doctor that he followed and professor of mathematic education has done with training teachers and helping children develop a different relationship with math. He talks about how many students suffer from math trauma, which is a form of debilitating mental shutdown when facing mathematics. It's so common because once a student has a bad experience with math, they internalize it as an identity narrative. Maybe they have been told they're not good at it, they've panicked over a timed test, got stuck on a particular topic, and the head chatter sounds like, I'm not good at this, I don't like it. Does this sound familiar? It ultimately leads to avoidance and pain and failure becoming associated with math. And because this is categorized as trauma, it leads to limited psychological flexibility. So you think this is the way it is and this is the way it always will be. And perhaps that turns into you being an adult and a business owner that has a legitimate fear of looking at your numbers. You have the power to change this narrative. It can start with an awareness of the language you have around your numbers. If hate really is the word you use to describe your relationship with numbers, that's okay. But some of us were taught that hate is a bad word. If there's any resistance to using the word hate, release it and be okay with it. If not, and you're proud to hate it, amazing, that's okay too. Just consider what hating something ultimately does. Hate is one of the things that keeps a pattern in place. So if I am consistently focusing on how much I hate something, I'm likely going to get more of that something I'm focusing on. That's just how our subconscious minds work. And I've seen it play out many times. When I become aware of this, I can shift my language around it and my experience also shifts. Now, of course, I love math, I love numbers and spreadsheets and accounting, but the equivalent for me used to be writing. I used to believe I was terrible at writing and I hated it. I only thought I was good at a certain type of writing. If I was writing a business process, something related to like a business, like how something works, I was golden. Anything else was a headache. But as you know, as a business owner, I'm required to write creatively pretty often. And once I began to shift the narrative, I began to shift my experience with this. So, okay, back to you and your relationship with math, numbers, and accounting. Even after all I've said, remember, modern accounting tools do most of the math for you. You don't need to love numbers, or you don't need to pretend to love numbers, but it's imperative that you get comfortable with numbers, with them, so you can know what they mean for your business. The second thing is to remember that you're not alone. Most people hate accounting because it feels complicated and time-consuming. Numbers and spreadsheets don't scream fun, unless you're somebody like me. And again, accounting isn't about being a math whiz. It's about understanding the story of your business, and with the right tools, it's simpler than you think. The third reason you may be feeling a certain way about your numbers is time. You're busy. You're busy with the day-to-day of running your business. You're creating content, you're delivering service to your clients, you're building and improving your offerings. So much is happening. Accounting feels like one more thing on your never-ending to-do list. But here's the secret. With the proper systems in place and the required level of support, you can make things easier for yourself. So, the big question, how do you make accounting easier? Here are 3 quick tips. Number 1, Use a simple system and make giving attention to your finances a priority. Schedule the time on your calendar and have a plan for what you'll do during that time. When you schedule time to work on your accounting, make it fun. Perhaps do a co-working session with a fellow business owner, or have an energizing playlist ready to go to play in the background, or switch up your environment, work in a different location. Find something that is meaningful and has an element of fun. Number 2, automate repetitive tasks. Most accounting systems like QuickBooks include features that make categorizing transactions easier. If you're using a bookkeeper, they'll hopefully set this up for you. There are still items that you'll be required to handle, and automation goes a long way. If you're doing your own bookkeeping, learning to use these automation features will save you a lot of time. And number 3, get support. We're not meant to do it alone. Get help. Ask questions, pair up with a friend. So one way you can get help is, I have created a community on Skool for this exact reason, and I'd love to have you join us. The group is free, and I'm here to guide you step by step on how to master your finances and set your business up for long-term success. When you join, you get access to my step-by-step framework that guides you through selecting the right accounting systems and the type of outside support you require at every stage of growth, from startup to making multiple millions. This means not only the tools required, but also what you should be looking at, what you should be looking out for, and how often, and the knowledge that's key for you as the business owner, even if you have an accountant. You also get access to our weekly Q&A and co-working sessions where I show up live to answer questions. I am also available in the group to answer questions and provide additional financial management resources. You don't have to love accounting to succeed in business. You just need a system that works for you. So click the link to join us. I look forward to meeting you.